So today we are looking at Joy's website, which is Vacations by Joy. I did some looking at this site before I started and found out that this website is getting very few visitors. So the first thing that we want to do is figure out why people aren't finding it. Sometimes it has to do with the content. A lot of times there are actually technical things going on in the backside of the website that you don't even know are happening that are causing people to not be able to find it. So the first thing that we want to do is figure out where this website lives. Is it built on a platform like Wix or Squarespace? Is it a custom coded website? Basically, where does what we're seeing actually live? So to find that out, you have a couple ways to do that. The first is very simple. You scroll down to the bottom of the site and look to see if there's anything down here that says where the website lives. Does it say something like built on Wix, built on Travefy, built by Squarespace? Does it have a designer's name? Anything like that. And on this site, it doesn't have anything, which is fine. We have another way to find out. So we are in the Chrome browser, and if I right click, I have this option to view the page source. So I'm going to go into the source code of this website and see what it tells me. It looks like a lot of gibberish at first, but it gives me one important piece of information right up close to the top that I'm looking for, and that is this word Travefy right here. So that tells me that this is built on the Travefy platform, which is important to know. So the next thing that I want to do is figure out if this site has been discovered by Google and has been indexed and is served on Google's search servers. So in order to do that, I am going to simply in Google type in the word site and then the URL vacationsbyjoy.com and hit enter. So ideally what comes up here is every page on your website, but more often than not, that isn't actually what happens. And in this case, we can see that not every site is served. Or not every page. So we have the home page, Vacations by Joy, we have cruises, and we have all-inclusive vacations. But if we go back over here to the website and look at the menu, we also have a page for Europe and a page for theme parks that we know did not show up in that Google search. So that tells me there is a minimum of 5 pages counting the home page, and we are showing 3. It's also possible that some of these other buttons and links on the site also go to other pages. And if that's the case, there are even more pages that are not served by Google. So something that you'll want to do is go ahead and submit those to Google. It can be a little bit of a technical process. So if you find that if you do this on your website and you look and you realize that there are pages on your website that aren't served, it's important to find out what those are and to go ahead and get those submitted. And if you're not sure how to do that, you can head over to thesavvytraveladvisor.com and either get a website checkup or schedule a consultation to see more in depth what kind of services we can help you with. So now that we've figured out that there are pages that are not on Google, the next question is why? Sometimes it's just because individual pages, like individual blog posts, just have not been crawled yet by Google, and you can basically force Google to do that, or strongly recommend that Google do that. We can't really force Google to do anything. But other times the reason is actually that there's not a sitemap on your website. So a sitemap tells a search engine how your site is structured, what the pages are, how they flow together, what's connected to what. It contains a lot of technical information that really helps search engines know where to look for information. So to find your sitemap, up here in the search bar, you're just going to type in /sitemap.xml. And instead of taking taking us to a sitemap, it actually took us to a Travefy.com page not found page. So just to show you what that should have looked like, let's go ahead and go to this is my website. If I type in sitemap.xml, this is the sitemap to my website. So this is actually the structure of my site is a series of sub maps that actually have the pages listed within each one. So there are 4 different site maps, all located within the main one. So if I just copy one of them and drop it up here, then you can see it drills down to every page. We have my about page, the blog, contact, FAQs, everything that you might be looking for on the website. All of the pages are here. So that is what we were looking for when we went to this page, but obviously it's not what we found. And there is a reason for that, and it has to do with how certain website builders structure their websites. So normally when you purchase a domain, which is your www.yourbusinessname.com, you purchase it from what's called a registrar. It might be from GoDaddy, from Google Domains, directly from wherever your website lives, like Wix. There's all kinds of domain registrars out there, and pretty much they are similar. So you purchase your domain and then you build your website. A lot of registrars like GoDaddy have their own website builder that you can build the website right there if you wish. There are usually certain limitations to those builders, which is why I don't normally use them. So then you can actually go to a third-party website builder, something like Wix or Squarespace, and you can build your website on that builder. Once your website is built, there's certain information that you put into the domain that lives at the registrar that tells that registrar that when I type in, say, vacationsbyjoy.com, it's going to momentarily send me to wherever this domain was purchased, and then it very quickly redirects me to where the website actually lives. So if this was purchased through GoDaddy and the website was built on Wix and I typed in vacationsbyjoy.com, it would send me first to GoDaddy and then very quickly, before I even could see what was happening, over to Wix to display the website that I built. That is one way to show a website when you type in a domain name, but some builders use a different method called masking. So instead of when I type in the domain, it actually redirecting me to where that domain lives, it leaves the domain up here in my browser, but unbeknownst to me, has shown me a website that lives at a different domain. So this website doesn't actually live at vacationsbyjoy.com. It lives at travefy.com/something. It might be /vacationsbyjoy.com. It might be a random string of letters and numbers. I have no way to know where this actually lives other than it's not at vacationsbyjoy.com. It just looks like it is. So when you mask a domain that way and then you try to pull up the sitemap for that domain, you can't find it because nothing actually lives on that domain. So my recommendation for this site is to actually move it to a website builder that uses a redirect. My personal favorite is Wix. It is where I normally build websites for myself and for clients. So it would definitely be a good option. It's a fairly easy builder to learn, and you would basically go in and reconstruct what you already have on Travefy, or if you wanted, it's an opportunity to completely redo and revamp your website. But if you want to start having people find it through search engines, through anything other than typing the domain directly into their browser, you're going to want to move it to another builder. So the other thing that I did want to mention while we're looking at the option of moving this elsewhere is at some of your links. So I noticed you have a lovely bio section down here with a very nice picture, and then you have reviews and testimonials, which are really good to have. But if I click on that, it actually takes me to Travel Leaders, to your agent site, which is a problem for you because the longer people spend on your website, the better it looks for search engines. So instead of redirecting people to your external Travel Leader site, it's going to work better for your website's functionality if you actually take the information over here, any reviews, anything like that, if you actually take those and build them into a page on your physical website. Because what you're doing right now is you're not lending any authority to your own website. You're actually giving any authority from people clicking through to the Travel Leaders website, which they have plenty. They don't need yours too. So while it's great to have this page, it's okay to have a link to it somewhere. I would actually recommend the main body of this information living on your website. The same thing is actually the case if we go to, it might have been the cruises page. Yes, this is the one that I was looking at. So you have information about Disney and about AMA, but if I hover over each of these, I can see in the bottom left-hand corner where this link is going to take me, and it's going to take me to an agent page of yours that lives on that website. So this one takes me to Disney Travel Center. AMA takes me to AMA Waterways / agent / vacations by Joy. Again, what that does is it actually takes people away from your website and sends them to a third-party site, which to a search engine looks like they couldn't find the information they were looking for on your site and had to go someplace else. So instead of using a link here on a main page of your site, I would actually have that link go to a page that you build, maybe a blog post specifically about AMA Waterways, or if that's one that you sell a lot, a page specifically about AMA cruises, the types of clients that really enjoy them, the places you can see, things like that, that you can work in a lot of keywords that have the potential to rank well in search engines, but that keep people on your site. And then if there are parts of that sub-page that you want to link maybe to a specific cruise through your agent site, or you want to have something like a browse cruises, you can do it at that point, but by putting it actually 2 levels into your website instead of 1, it's going to serve you a lot better from a search engine keeping people on your site angle. So I would recommend putting as much information as you can on your site before you send somebody outside. So with all of that, again, my number one recommendation would be to take this site and build it on another website builder where you can actually get a full redirect for that domain and get that sitemap so that you can start building out content and ranking on search engines so that people can actually find your business when you would like them to. And if you can absolutely tackle that on your own if you would like, or that is a core part of the services that we provide at the Savvy Travel Advisor. So if you are interested in moving your website to a website builder outside of Travefy, you can go ahead and head over to the savvytraveladvisor.com and just click the schedule consultation button, and we can sit down and talk about what your options are. I hope that was helpful.